Imagine the nice lady who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, the woman who inspired millions to embark on journeys of self-discovery, suddenly sitting across from you and calmly confessing, "I came very close to premeditatedly and cold-bloodedly murdering my partner. That's the sort of person I become when I'm in my insanity." In that moment, what do you feel? Do you feel she has finally stripped away the mask of hypocrisy to reveal true humanity? Or does this raw, destructive confession leave you with a sense of visceral discomfort? This is Agora. Today, we are discussing the book All the Way to the River. Upon its publication in 2025, this book triggered extreme polarization among readers. This divide is fascinating. It's not just about whether the book is good or bad. It is about a profound socio-psychological issue. Why does unsacred truth make us so uneasy when it is displayed before the public? In the review sections, we see two distinct voices. The first voice comes from those familiar with addiction. They argue that this book must be read through the eyes of an addict. In the throes of extreme addiction and emotional depletion, a person is not a saint, but a complete asshole. Gilbert confesses her addiction to love and sex, as well as her near-insane impulses to destroy the one she loves. For these readers, this ugly truth is a form of salvation because it tells us we don't have to remain graceful while we are in pain. The second voice, however, is filled with wariness and skepticism. Professional reviewers have noted that while Gilbert's writing remains skillful, the narrative is cluttered with hyper-analysis and platitudinous recovery language. They sense that the author does not trust the reader to understand her story on its own. So she feels compelled to explain in great detail how the story should be interpreted. Are these two perspectives in conflict? Not at all. In fact, they reveal a very hidden defense mechanism in human nature. This brings me to the core observation I want to share with you. If you need to constantly explain how sacred your wound is, that means it's still oozing pus. This over-explanation is essentially an intellectualized defense. Genuine pain is often messy, malicious, and devoid of aesthetic value. Gilbert was conscious of the ugliness within her. Subconsciously fearing that the public could not accept the version of her that intended to kill, she felt the need to cover her wounds with exquisite labels titled Healing and Awakening. When you try to control how others perceive your suffering, you haven't truly moved past it. I wanted to discuss this because this anxiety is prevalent in our daily lives. Many of us perform a harsh internal audit while we are suffering. When you feel rage in a relationship or frustration in your career, you aren't just experiencing the pain, you are wondering, is my pain sophisticated enough? Is my reaction too selfish or too ugly? So we learn to package our wounds, trying to find a sacred reason for every breakdown. But this effort only leaves us more exhausted. Therefore, the emotional value I want to offer today is this. Allow your wounds to be unsacred. If your life feels like a mess right now, if your internal anger and malice make you feel like an asshole, that is perfectly normal. You don't need to rush towards self-consistency. You don't need to craft a medal out of an oozing wound. True freedom is found when you no longer need to explain to anyone, including yourself, why your wound exists. Healing only begins when you stop packaging the ugly truth, stop pricing your pain. Allow yourself to be messy and ungraceful. It is the only way to liberation. This is Agora. See you next time.